Well, good morning, everybody. I trust that you are well and warm on this fresh winter's morning. I don't know if you, like me, were a little frustrated when the President announced on Tuesday evening that we would be entering into into level 3 lockdown scenario. Obviously, as a church, this has implications, and immediately those implications were evident. We seem to sometimes gain momentum and then take a step back, gain some more momentum, take another step back, and so I was frustrated. But subsequent to that, just the realization that this is also an opportunity that God is giving us. I have been reminded of Acts chapter 2, verse 42 to 47. If you remember what has happened there, and Jesus has ascended, the Holy Spirit has come at Pentecost, the disciples are empowered, people come to faith in Jesus, and a brand new church is born. And we see that this church was initially able to meet in the synagogues, but later on weren't able to, and they had to make alternative plans. But they were still a church that was committed to the Word and to worship and to prayer and to the Lord's Supper and to fellowship and we just see God working in power in wonderful ways, where the Bible describes us and says daily people were being added to their number. And so with challenge always comes opportunity. And so with that in mind, we've been discussing the road forward and the way forward for us as DBC through this time and through this next level. One of the things that we haven't wanted to do is to lose something of the momentum that has started to grow with regard to children and to youth ministry, both on Friday nights and also on Sunday mornings through Kids Church and through SML. Keith and Carrie Ann will be in touch with you about Friday night ministries, but I want to just share with you a little bit about Sunday ministries and how these will take place and how we are going to be trying to maximize the word and worship and fellowship through this time. There is a little bit of a difference from what we are going to be doing this time round, and I really want to encourage you, first and foremost, to take hold of this opportunity. For in many instances, we are going to be asking you to consider becoming a host to a small group of people that can come and meet in your home and do the service together in your home, where you can enjoy watching the service together, where you can enjoy worshiping together, and where you can enjoy, and then you can also pray for one another, as we just see represented for us in the book of Acts, chapter 2, verse 42 to verse 47. And so if you are a life group leader, I want to really encourage you and challenge you to open your home on a Sunday and invite your life group to come and to be part of a service where you can join with other believers and have fellowship with other believers in one another's homes, obviously keeping to the restrictions of a maximum of 10 people other than your family in your home at the time, and really maintaining the restrictions as best you possibly can when it comes to the COVID regulations and so on. If you are not part of a life group, or if you are willing to be a host and to say, I'm prepared to open my house on a Sunday morning for people to come, and I am more than willing just to put on the service. We do it anyway on a Sunday morning, and we want to just help others join with us in fellowship. And then to just spend some time praying together at the end of that, to really encourage you to let me know that you are willing to be a host and that you're willing to have other people in your home to come and worship with you. Again, we're not asking you to go over the limits of people that are allowed in homes during this time. We are going to run this in the following way. On Fridays, we are going to be recording services. And the reason that we are doing that is because on Sunday we want to maximize the opportunity here on site for people to attend who can't be part of a life group, or who would like to still be part of the service in some form or way. On Sunday mornings, we want to focus particularly on those parents who have children who have just connected into Kids Church, or teenagers who are part of SML. And we want to open registration and ask you as a church to allow those people who have children and who have teens to be the first ones to register for the service, so that their children can continue being ministered to in Kids Church and SML. SML, as has been the case up until now, will have a separate registration, and you will find that online, and you'll find that in the registrations, and Nolene will be able to send out those links to you. And we want to encourage you just to register. The SML will continue on good days in Brett and Alex's home across the way, 21 Mill Street. And when those days are a little bit miserable and the weather's a little bit miserable, that group will split. And so half will be at our manse and half will be at Brett and Alex's home. And so SML will be able to have a number of young people coming along and being part of that. On site, there will be a service that will play, that we will watch. We are limiting the team in terms of, and the reason that we are pre-recording is so that as many of you as possible can be here, and you can bring your children along to be part of that and to continue at Kids Church as well. And so we want to encourage you, if you have children or teenagers, to register for the service and to register your children. And we're going to see how this works in the first week and just see how it goes. If you're not able to be here, or you decide to stay at home and watch at home, that's also fine. But perhaps you want to join with others, your life group, or with one of the host families, and go and do church together with others. Again, on Sunday night, we are going to be encouraging you to do the same. We want to say to you that there will be a service here. Keith will host that service. It will be a service that is going to be played over the video, a pre-recorded service. But we are encouraging those of you who are not part of a life group to be part of that. If you are part of a life group, we're encouraging you to go and to join with your life group leader and to go and to be part of a service in the home of your life group leader. So I don't know if that makes any sense to you, but I hope and trust that it does. But the basic big asks that we are making of you is to continue in fellowship with one another, and to use this opportunity to perhaps even invite others to come and join you in a small group kind of context, where you can meet together and you can watch a service together, you can worship together, you can hear the word preached, and then at the end of the service you can spend some time in praying for one another and with one another. I also want to say to you that it's also a big ask for you as parents. We know that you have been bringing your children along, and your children have been connecting, and we want that to continue. And so we're encouraging you as parents to come and to either register your children and then go and be part of another little group somewhere else, or if you prefer to stay in the service, that there will be places for you in the service. As I mentioned earlier on, the main reason that we are doing it in the way that we are is so that we can maximize attendance, that we can make sure that as many of you as possible can be part of something that is happening in terms of either watching the service with others, or where you can be here on site and you can be part of that. On Sunday evenings, this is not just a young adults thing. If you don't have a home to go to, or you don't have a place, you can still register and come. If you're a teenager, you can come. If you're a young person, you can come. If you are a young adult, you can come, and if you are an adult, you are more than welcome. Obviously, we have the restrictions of 50 in the morning and 50 in the evening. So I don't know if that makes sense to you this morning. It might be a little confusing initially, and you may not get it all together, but I'm asking you, if you're prepared to be a host, to let me know that you are willing to have people in your home, that we can put that out onto the bigger DBC group, that everyone can become aware of the fact that you have opened your home and that you're willing to have people there to come and watch the service with you. If you're still feeling a little unsafe and you are going to continue in your own home and watch the service, that's perfectly fine, and we're encouraging you to do that as well. If you have children and teens, to bring them along on Sunday, register them until those numbers are full, and then perhaps join another little group, or be part of the service here as well at the same time. God bless. I hope that makes a lot of sense to you, and that you are quite aware of what can be done, and you will find out more about this along the way as well. Bye bye, and have a fantastic day further.